Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and this video is going to be on Boxcar Racer's only album, which is their self-titled album. And of course this is the only album that Boxcar Racer released because it was mainly supposed to be a side project. Tom DeLonge and Travis Barker to go off to, because Tom had some songs and ideas in his head that he didn't otherwise know how to really get out there except through this. But either way, they did come out very well, and this album was also produced by the great Jerry Finn, who is one of my favorite producers of all time, and definitely put a lot into this, along with many of Blink's records, including their self-titled, which this album actually, I think, had a bit of influence on the self-titled album, which then came out the next year. And this is actually where you can kind of tell that Blink was actually going for a more mature sound in a way, because the self-titled album was the first song by Blink that didn't have any joke songs on it. I mean, this had a couple joke songs on it. Well, there's My First Punk song, which is kind of a joke song, but besides that, there's not really any other joke songs on this. There's a lot of seriousness that's talked about in this album, actually, like especially on songs like Cat Like Thief or There Is and I Feel So. But this kind of showed, along with Blink's self-titled album, that all three of the members of Blink-182 can do songs that are both serious or just joking around, and this is one that definitely proved that for sure. And I Feel So is a song that's easy to relate to for sure when you feel downtrodden and lost. It's basically the outward expression of that just in a song, basically, and it does it very well and captures those emotions pretty much perfectly. And the way the chorus is put into this too is definitely fit in perfectly, due to the fact that the choruses are basically the rising point of letting out emotions and putting it all into the song, along with many other songs in this album. This song does it very well, though. That's kind of what they were going for on a lot of songs in this album, actually, including All Systems Go, Tiny Voices, even Letters to God at the end. I mean, a couple of the choruses were acoustic, but at the end they put in the electric guitars, and it sounded great, actually, to put at the end, and definitely added a lot to the song. I think if it was just an all acoustic song, it might have been a little more boring, and I'm glad they actually added an electric part at the end. And All Systems Go and Tiny Voices are definitely a couple of my favorite songs in the album, because they're very anthemic, which I do enjoy a lot, and have some of the best hard-hitting guitars and melodies on the entire album, actually. And they're definitely a couple of the most fun songs to sing along to on the album. And there are songs like Cat Like Thief and Elevator, which featured a couple other artists, of course. Elevator featured Mark Hoppus, which we all know probably is one of the leading members of Blink-182, and he sang a couple verses in this song along with the chorus. So in a way, it was kind of a Blink song, I guess. But either way, it's still a pretty good song, though, and it's definitely one of the songs that does shine for sure. That's kind of a slower song, kind of, but nothing like There Is for sure, or Letters to God, but definitely is a pretty decent slow song. And Cat Like Thief is such a great song. It has some of the most bone-chilling lyrics on the entire album, along with the instrumentation. It definitely gives you the chills listening to it. And Tim Armstrong is actually featured in the song, which I do enjoy heavily, and I've been a big fan of Tim Armstrong and Rancid for a long time. And this was actually one of the songs that first got me into them, because I didn't know who Tim Armstrong was before this. And then I discovered who he was. He was in a band called Rancid, and I checked them out and thought they were really good too, actually. And it wasn't really what I expected for sure, but I did really enjoy it, and I thought it was definitely something that had a lot of meaning to it, and I thought the songwriting was great in Rancid. And overall, this album was really well put together, and honestly got me through so much throughout my teen years, my downtimes especially, like when I was around 15, 16 years old, I'd say, or even 17 kind of, but 15 and 16 were like my worst years for sure. And this one got me through a lot at the time. It's one of those ones I've really held dearly throughout the years for that reason. And I've learned how to play a lot of the songs in the album, and I think they're very fun to play for sure, and definitely cathartic to play at times, you know, when I do feel that way. Of course, it's not as bad as it was like when I was 15, 16, but at times you still kind of get it. I think a lot of people can relate to that, though. You know, sadness doesn't totally go away, but it definitely can get better. But honestly, this album is just absolutely great to me, you know. The instrumentation is put together very well. There's some great lyrics on this. You know, some great song titles too, like Cat Like Thief and Tiny Voices, and all around together, this is just an absolute 5 out of 5 album to me. And would definitely recommend to people who are into like alternative rock, or you know, who are into Blink-182 and they're looking for more material to that's related to them to check out. And yeah, I will probably be reviewing Plus 44's When Your Heart Stops Beating as well pretty soon. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace.